If you have a spigot in a really strange location of your house, you may think, why is this thing even here? It may be for a few reasons. Every new construction needs a spigot in front of the house and one in the back. And also it may be a place where it's easy to run a water line to. Well, today we're tackling that project. We're gonna be moving our spigot that's way over there, right here next to the garage door, so we can use it anytime you want. And towards the end, I'm gonna show you how to get the pressure really high so we can get nice water flowing on your outdoor spigot. First, think where you want the water pipes to go. Look around for things like header, pipes, and wires that may be in your way. And imagine the water pipe in those spaces. So we're gonna be using a 10-inch frost-proof spigot. And in order to get the full 10 inches of the spigot inside the wall, we're gonna have to use the side wall. We start by measuring how long the wall is inside. Then we copy the measurement to the outside of the wall. It's important to drill right inside of the wall, so I added 2 more inches to the final measurement. Now it's time to drill a 1-inch hole. I use the paddle bit here, but be careful. I cracked the siding, so next time I recommend using a hole saw instead. And to run my water lines, I need to take out some sheetrock inside of the garage. This is not a big problem because I can patch the wall later. Just be careful when doing so you can reuse that sheetrock again. And using that same 1-inch paddle bit, you will drill holes for the water lines. Just be careful, watch out for electrical lines if there are any in your way. Just go along the whole route and drill where you need it. It's really important to pick the right spots to drill the holes. Usually it's best to drill in the center of studs or joists. But if you don't have much space, make sure you are drilling at least 2 inches away from the bottom or the top of the joist. And if you end up finding yourself with some ductwork in the way, you can always pull it up using a 2x4. Now that you've done planning your water lines route and you've done drilling out the holes you need, it's time to run your pipe. For this project, I'm using PEX. I think PEX is perfect for this project because it's flexible and easy to use. Let me know in the comments what type of piping are you using for your project. This bundle of PEX is 100 feet long, and before you break it loose, let me share you a tip. Start grabbing from the inside the amount you need, and then you just walk it out. I like this approach because when you're done, you can cut it and store this very easily. Now go slow and be careful. It's a great idea to ask someone to help you. They can help you feed the pipe and you pull it through. And when you're done pulling packs one way, just uncoil whatever length you need, cut it, and store that packs for a later project. Now pull the packs through the last holes you drill and let it go outside. But before you do that, make a loop and keep that inside. We call this a service loop. I'll explain a little more about it later. Now go back and make sure that the PEX pipes are well supported with clips. In narrow spots, you might consider using one of these special curve holders. We call them sweeps. Now we're done setting up our water lines. The great thing about this is that we made one long water line run without any extra fitting or parts that could potentially cause a leak. Now it's time to get our outdoor spigot ready. Let's use some monster threaded tape and threaded sealant on the spigot. Then we attach a 1/2-inch metal adapter holding the spigot with the channel locks and tighten it down with an adjustable wrench. Carefully pull the packs out of the wall until it feels secure. Then cut it. Take the spigot we just prepped early, slide a copper ring onto the packs, and then crimp the ring onto the spigot. And finally, insert the spigot back onto the wall. And now, if you ever need to service this, You can pull it out, your connections are right here. That's why we call it a service loop. To complete the outside part, put some silicone around the spigot, add the spacer to keep the spigot sloped down so the water can drain out when not being used, and finally secure with some outdoor screws. And now we are ready to tie in the water line. And this is how you get high water pressure to your outdoor spigot. If you have a regulator like I do inside of the house, you can actually tie in your outdoor spigots before the regulator. That way, your spigot is not regulated like the rest of the house. But if you do so, you obviously need a shut off. And for us, since we're eliminating the spigot and moving over to a new location, I'm going to tie in right here after this shut off. It's time to shut the water off. And here's a handy tip. If you don't have a shark bite remover tool, you can actually cut a PEX, slice it in the middle, and then slide the PEX onto the pipe. And with the help of a channel lock, gently push the PEX to remove the shark bite from the fitting. The next steps are pretty easy. First, get the copper pipe ready by sanding, removing any rough edges and adding flux. Then, slide the changeover fitting into the copper pipe. Solder the fitting into the pipe and let it cool down before moving on. In here, I choose to add an elbow and a small piece of PEX so my run shoots straight up. We finish this by crimping in place the PEX, and now we're ready for water. So let's turn the water on and check our pressure. You now should have some pretty good water pressure coming out of your spigot. But be careful. Now this spigot is being controlled by city pressure. Depending on the street you live on, that may be pretty high. And you may need a high rating spigot. This one, it's only rated for 125 psi. And one other thing to remember is that you should never run water lines on exterior wall. For my case, I only have about 5 feet and it's pretty deep. So I'll make sure to insulate this wall pretty well. And one last thing, if you're looking for the materials and the tools I use for this project, check the description below. And if you want to check out another PEX project that I did, check out the next video. I hope you learned something and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.